Hello and welcome once again to the weekly show, What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility, publisher Pete Pardo. Again, I am your host, Pete Pardo, and we're once again going to talk about what's hot and maybe what's not in the worlds of heavy metal, progressive rock, and jazz fusion. Also, make sure you follow us on our website, www.seaoftranquility.org. We've also got a Twitter account as well as Facebook. So let's see, what do we got in store for us today, this week? This is a great band from they're from California, Hederslebin. I hope I'm saying that right. Die Nguyen Welten is the name of their brand new CD. These guys basically do the whole krautrock, space rock, progressive rock type of thing. Think like early Tangerine Dream as well as some of the classic Hawkwind. I actually got to see the band recently. They warmed up for Nick Turner's Hawkwind, and they are Nick Turner's band as well. So they're doing double duty on this tour. Very nice folks, and really good CD. They've got another one that came out last year. They've got another one in the works, but this is their new one. Well worth seeking out if you like kind of that dreamy keyboard type thing, some Mellotron, synths, bit of guitar, very meditative, spacey, a lot of fun. Check it out. This is a complete barn burner of an album on the Moon June Records label. It's called The Third Set by Marbin. This is a jazz fusion band, a little avant-garde, a little bit of metal, heavy metal going on in there as well. It's a collection of live recordings from their 2012 tour of the U.S. Absolutely scorching stuff. I mean, if you love like really hot instrumental music with great guitar and sax work, explosive guitar work on this. I don't think I've heard a live album quite as stunning as this year. So if you like your music on the jazzy side, but pretty damn fiery, the real deal, check it out. Here's an interesting one. The band is called Prog Stone. Out From There is the title. If you look at this, you think, and by the name of the band, you think this is like some kind of epic progressive rock statement. It's actually not. It's more of a kind of hard rock, alternative grunge, a little bit of prog going on. I'm kind of reminded of some of the better bands of the 90s, Seattle scene at times, a little Soundgarden, a little Alice in Chains, but they do have some progressive tendencies. There's some symphonic arrangements here and there. Really strong vocals, catchy stuff, heavy in spots. Definitely different. It's one of those CDs you'll put in and once and be like, this is not kind of not what I thought, but the songs kind of grow on you. They're pretty catchy. Decent band. If you kind of like some of the more commercial aspects of the prog scene, but like your music a little, on the heavy side, this is certainly something to look into. Some other stuff, recent releases, stuff coming out in the very near future. The latest from Swedish progressive power metal band Evergrey, Hymn for the Broken. Excellent. Probably their best album in years. I've been kind of a little down on the band in recent years. They were fantastic when they first came out, went through a kind of a little period a couple of releases ago where their music was getting fairly commercial. Band, for all intents and purposes, kind of broke up, then regrouped. Tom England and crew are back better than ever. This is a fantastic album. Dramatic, gothic, progressive, power metal. Call it what you want. It's just really good stuff. Very melodic. Death metal band from the U.S. called Fallujah. The Flesh Prevails is their latest. Fantastic, technical, atmospheric death metal. If you didn't think that death metal could get any more exciting, or that you've heard it all, these guys kind of throw everything but the kitchen sink, but they don't do it in a way where it's too overbearing. Some of these technical bands on the extreme side tend to get just way too technical to the point where the music's unlistenable, but these guys add in those atmospheric parts with the keyboards, and it just really works. Really great stuff. Progressive as anything you'll hear this year, so make sure you look into that. Back to the world of space rock, My Brother the Wind. This is coming out on the Free Electric Sound label, another division of the Laser's Edge. Probably one of the most stunning and beautiful releases I've heard this year. Just classic space rock. You know, I'm reminded once again, I hate to keep throwing the names Tangerine Dream and Hawkwind out, but instantly comes to mind gorgeous Mellotron soundscapes, searing guitar work, again, all instrumental, just really, really good. The name of the CD is called Once There Was a Time When Time and Space Were One. Kind of cool. Again, this is coming out very soon on the Free Electric Sound label. I highly recommend it. Just beautiful stuff. Mr. Big, American hard rock veterans. Stories We Could Tell is the latest collection from them. It's, again, very, very solid. Paul Gilbert, Billy Sheehan, and crew. Just, again, really good, memorable hard rock songs, as if it was, you know, 1990 all over again. So be sure to look into that. Another interesting new release from a new band, from an old favorite, Gaz Jennings, who I'm sure many of you will remember as the lead guitarist for many, many years of Doom Merchants from the UK, Cathedral. Cathedral is basically no more now, so he is not wasting any time when putting out a new album. The band is called Death Penalty. It's self-titled, and it's basically him and members of the Doom act Serpent Cult. Really, really strong. Doom with female vocals. So, and you know, his guitar work, those riffs are just ever present, and he's just firing on all cylinders. So, highly recommend that one as well. And let's take a peek into the forgotten favorites, shall we? So, as many of you know, if you followed me on the site for years, I love everything from 70s prog, especially 70s proto-metal and hard rock, as well as, you know, more modern stuff like black and death metal and things like that, and I'm a jazz fusion fanatic. So we're going to go back now to the 90s and Anthems to the Welkin at Dusk from the mighty Emperor. If you follow black metal from the beginning, you'll know these Norwegians are the masters of their craft. This is just a landmark album. You know, what more can you say about Emperor? I mean, this is just furious, manic black metal with raging tremolo pick riffs and blast beats and shrieking vocals and huge keyboard soundscapes. I mean, you just, those first couple, actually all the Emperor albums, you really can't go wrong with. This is perhaps my favorite. So if you've kind of never investigated Emperor, but you have an open mind towards the more progressive side of black metal, I highly recommend this one. Here's an interesting band from Germany, band that's been around since the early 70s, Birth Control. Hoodoo Man is the name of this one. And, I mean, you know, the early Birth Control stuff, I mean, they kind of fluctuated between a very progressive band that had similarities to, like, Yes and Genesis, to a more hard rock, early metal, and boogie band along the lines of, say, Uriah Heep and Deep Purple. That's kind of where this one sits. Just really rockin', bluesy, hard rock tunes with huge Hammond organ, ripping guitar work. Really, really good stuff. In fact, their big anthem at the time was called Gamma Ray, which is on this album. In fact, that song influenced the German power metal band Gamma Ray. So, really good stuff. All the early Birth Control material is quite strong. Over to the UK, we've got Garden Shed by the band England. I actually haven't listened to this in quite a while, but this was when I first got the hold of this back in the 90s. I couldn't stop listening to it. This is, again, another early 70s band, very obscure. If you like classic Yes or Genesis or even a little bit of Gentle Giant, I highly recommend check if you can get a copy of this, England's Garden Shed. Really, really good stuff. With that, I'm going to leave you a little bit shorter this week. Tune in next time for the latest and greatest in heavy metal, progressive rock, and jazz fusion with me, your host, Pete Pardo. Till then, have a great week. Make sure you're checking out lots of good new tunes, and I'll talk to you next time.